Hey, do you ever feel like everyone else is getting rich except you? Like you're working twice as hard, but still stuck in the same place. A lot of you watch this are thinking, man, I want to own a business, but I don't really know where to start. Or maybe you're just tired of working for someone else, making just enough to pay bills, but not enough to get ahead. I got it. That was me too. I remember sitting at my job thinking, how long I'm going to sit here for? Man, I know I could run this company way better than my boss. But the thing is, I didn't really know how to get in the game. Then I figured it out. Instead of just starting a business from scratch, I would buy a business already making money. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to evaluate a business before you buy it, so you don't get screwed. And if you're serious about owning a cash flowing business, really want to make money and want to partner up with me on the deals, go to investwithbenjamin.com. Alright, let's get right into it. Step number 1, number versus reality. Most people think buying a business is all about looking at the financials. If I can do the Excel sheet so good, I know exactly how to run the financial. That is wrong. Have you ever met someone who just looks like super rich on Instagram, but in real life, they're struggling to make rent? That's how real business financial work too. Numbers don't always tell you the truth. When you are evaluating your business, you have to look at number 1, the numbers. Revenues, profits, expenses. Those are things that's on paper. Are these important? Yes. Look at these. Number 2, the operation. What's actually running the business? Employee, system, customers. Number 3, the real story. What they're not telling you. Hey, to be honest, I think this is the most important. Why is this business actually for sale, right? If you only check 1 or 2 of what I just talked about, then you could be walking into a trap. I'll give you an example. A guy actually hit me up about years ago, looking to buy a car wash. On papers, it looked like a gold mine. It's like $1 million revenue. But when I asked about the customer base, he got super quiet. Turns out, 80% of the revenue came from one big contract that was about to expire. If that customer left, the whole business will worth nothing. Now, if you're looking at the business and you wouldn't feel safe betting on your own paycheck, please don't buy it. Step number 2, evaluating the numbers. Alright, let's break it down. When you look at the financials, you have to break it down in a way it actually makes sense. If you look at the profit versus revenue, and that is so important because that's what actually hit your bank. Have you ever met a business owner who brag about making 6-7 figures, but they're actually driving an old Honda Civic? That's the reason for it. Alright? Revenue doesn't matter. Profit does. If a business actually make $1 million but spend like $990,000 to run it, oh my god, it's worth this. If a business actually makes $300,000 and only spend like $100,000, that is gold. Alright? So I once actually looked at the landscaping company for sale. The profit actually looks pretty solid. It's like $500,000 a year. But the owner wasn't actually paying himself a salary. So imagine this. If I step into the business and pay myself what a real CEO would make, the whole profit, poof, just disappeared. And that is how sellers inflated numbers. Always check what they're paying themselves, right? So the second thing is cash flow. Cash flow basically will tell you, is this business surviving or thriving? Any business die without cash, right? If they're making $100,000 a month, but always one invoice away from being broke, that's a red flag. Ask them the questions, what happens if you don't get paid for 60 days? If they panic, their cash flow sucks. The next is to look at debt and liability. What are you really buying? Are they hiding the debt? Do they have a long-term lease or contract or commitment that will screw you later? I once saw a restaurant that was profitable but had a 10 years lease at a double market rent. The guy was just trying to dump the problems on someone else. Again, don't be that person. Dig into the numbers. Step number 3, evaluate the operation. Okay, this is the most important thing, all right? When the numbers actually look good, but you have to look at how the business is actually being run. Have you ever worked at a job where you feel like everything could collapse if one key person quit? That is what you have to look for. The owner's involvement. Are you buying a business or are you buying yourself a job? If the owner is working 80 hours a week and they're the only person who know how to run it, that is a big problem. You want a business that runs on system, not people. All right, number 2, employees. Who's actually running the show? If one key employee leaves, does the business fall apart overnight? Does the team actually know what they're doing, or is it just chaos behind the scene? Right? For example, I once had a friend who actually was trying to buy a plumbing company. And the owner said, "Oh, my guy handles everything. All looks good, number looks good." And then after the deal closed, his number 1 plumber quit. He lost 40% of his revenue in month number 1. The lessons? You have to know the key players and know them well, know their plan, lock them down before you close on your business. Step number 4, finding the real story. Alright, now let's actually get into the real reason why the business is for sale. 99% of time, the owner won't tell you anything. If someone is actually selling a profitable cash flowing business, ask yourself, why would they leave? Why would they just let the business sit and just keep it cash flowing? Alright, so here's what I asked to get to the real story. What's your favorite part about running the business? Write down, what's your favorite part about running this business? If they hesitate, they're burnt out and they want out fast. If I don't buy this business, what would be your plan? If they have no plan, they're desperate to sell. If you had to keep running this business, what is the number 1 thing that you will be fixing? This will tell you the biggest hidden problem, right? So ask yourself, or ask the owner, if you had to keep running the business, what would be the number 1 thing you'd fix? This tells you the biggest hidden problem. Step number 5, how to evaluate business in real time. When I walk into a business, I follow a simple 3-step process. Number 1, I check the numbers. If the number just looks terribly bad on paper, I will just walk away. Number 2, I'll talk to employee and customer. I'll see what they will be telling me. They will tell you what the reality is. And a lot of time, the real truth is in the reviews. Number 3, get the owners talking. The more they talk, the more they reveal. By the time I'm done, I know exactly what I'm walking into. And that is what you need. You don't really need a business with no problem, but you want to walk into a business that you know every single problem that you're facing. So if you want to see how I evaluate business in real time and want to invest with me, go to investwithbenjamin.com. If you want the exact step-by-step breakdown, DM me how right now and I will send you the playbooks. But if you're serious about buying a business or invest in my future deals, go to investwithbenjamin.com. Again, this is not a theory. I'm doing this in real time every single day. If you want to be in the room where these deals happen, get in now. See you there.